Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So here we are with week 3 highlights from MCOC Open Tournament. Starting week 4, we're actually going to be posting much more footage of full matches with split screens and commentary. So that is going to happen and it is likely going to be quite fun time. But meanwhile, let's take a look at some of the most important and deciding fights of week 3, when at this point we had 32 players remain in the tournament from the original 128, and that means that week 4 we only have 16 players remaining, and the matches are gonna go to best of 5, and that is going to be when the big leagues, big fights start here. Again, unfortunately, I'm not in the contention there anymore myself due to some complications, but let's take a look and see who are, well, the fighters that are remaining, and I'm gonna post those brackets as well separately in the community tab tomorrow probably. Meanwhile, let's take a look at some of the nicest, sweetest, and most important fights here. So first one is going to be a bit of a classic where a CGR is going up against a Bishop, but in this case we have a rank 3 CGR against evidently a rank 4 Bishop. I'm quite jealous of that Bishop actually. I do want to rank 4 mine as well in a very near future, because I'm kind of lagging a bit behind with my mutant rank 4s. Only have 2 so far. But here we go. So he does the perfect initial rotation with CGR, going with his parry heavy, light combo, medium combo, level 2. Again, perfect reparry, but here at this point, he does need to get in. Oh, he's pushing. Oh, that was so good. He didn't even bother baiting that level 2. He just went full aggro on this one. Good job, 29 seconds. That's exceptionally amazing fight there. It's very good, precise CGR gameplay. I don't think I would have had the confidence to go and do that. Now we're going to take a look at the reverse. So this is Clash of Clowns against Mr. Mac, and here we're going to see it from Mr. Mac's perspective, where he's going to use his Mr. Negative against Wong. Wong is actually a bit of a sleeper in Battlegrounds. I have seen some people utilize him very effectively, because in some matchups he's actually quite a rapid Mystic Nuke. And also, he can be quite dangerous to go up against, because if he drops a heavy at the wrong moment, that's pretty much kind of it. You eat that level 3, you waste a ton of time, and it's just not good time for anybody there at that point. But here we can see that he's using Mr. Negative, obviously playing fairly passively initially till he builds up all of his energies. So 40 seconds in the fight, Wong is still at 80% health, but it's all about to change, and it's all about to change drastically, because he drops level 2 with 19 degens from this chunky Mr. Negative, and that is all it is going to take. One level 2 with a bit of build up, and 49-second fight with 52,000 points. And this one's quite odd, because he actually ended up outpacing Torch, but Torch finished with almost full health, so that is how that match was decided. Now we have McLeod versus Crazy Cat Person, and Quicksilver fight, I figured, is one of those fights that definitely is worth showing, because Quicksilver is a very new champion. Not too many people know exactly how to fight against him, and he is quite annoying to fight against, especially in specific metas or against specific counters. Now, in this case, obviously, Hitmonkey is an excellent counter to Quicksilver, because if you strike Quicksilver with a guaranteed crit, then his evade does not work. So you can parry and hit him, and you can intercept him, and he will not evade Hitmonkey, because it is guaranteed crits on his mediums. So that's definitely super helpful. And then obviously, thanks to class advantage, this fight isn't going to last that long at all. That level 1, I do want to learn how to dex it at some point. That's one of the things about Quicksilver's like special attacks is like you just block them, because there's just so much of that special attack coming at you. So 22-second nuke fight, outpacing Tiger there by quite a bit of a margin, but obviously seems that Crazy Cat Person did make an error in that fight as well. But let's carry on with Fintech versus crazy Bunny Joy. Now, both of them are absolute top-tier players. I have faced both of them on Gladiator Circuit and various different places, and this match is going to be absolutely crazy. If I had to bet, I would have guessed that Galon is going to win this match. But let's see what is exactly going to happen and whether Finn can pull one out of the bag. So, Penny Parker is actually kind of surprisingly good Doom counter that a lot of people don't think about. And the reason is because she can mitigate quite a bit of block damage from Dr. Doom. So you do not take chip damage against Dr. Doom, really, especially if you are able to evade the level 2s and stuff like that. And the second thing is because virtually none of her damage comes from her basic combos, and all of her damage comes from that level 2 burst, and then obviously the incinerates that follow. So Dr. Doom's armor and crit rating reduction and everything else, it just doesn't play too big of a role. So here we can see that in 50 seconds, he drops his level 2 with double level 1s there, 22 incinerates, and it takes down. He took down Doom in 51 seconds here, 98.8% remaining health. And even though Galon finishes 100% health, he was 3 seconds slower, and that is what decided that match. Man, Finn is obviously extremely skilled player, but we can see that here the difference was less than 200 points, and I do believe that this was the decisive match in between Finn and Crazy Bunny, so it was really close, really competitive, and man, that Penny fight was just an absolute treat. I would not have thought that Finn is going to turn out to be a winner of that match right there. So let's take a look at Triple U versus J03 and how they are going to get along. So here we have Ultron against Domino, and we had Hercules against Bishop there. Now, I don't always use Ultron in my deck in Battlegrounds, but I have started maining him for this current week's meta where it's crit me with your best shot. Yes, he does lose quite significant amount of damage because he does have massive bleeds or degens that he plays on mutants, but at the same time, those guaranteed crits do work quite well with Ultron, letting him inflict more bleeds on opponent, and then when you drop a heavy attack and intercept with guaranteed crits on level 2, you can just finish out those fights extremely fast. So I had a sub 30-second rank 4 Domino kill with the rank 3 Ultron, so he can definitely get it done. And here we can see that he's also handling Domino here in this match very well. So he used that evade here. He got quite lucky that the evade was not there, but Domino did not evade. But here we can see that he's going for those 12k mediums. Unfortunately, he does have to kind of like waste a bit of time while baiting out that special and surviving it. But here, Domino is going down in 46 seconds, and he takes the dub there. This is, again, one of those matchups where Hercules against Bishop, in my opinion, is overall preferable matchup, but you know, everything can happen in Battlegrounds. That is exactly why we love them so much. Here we're going to have Triple U Masacre against Man-Thing. And I had no idea that this matchup is possible until Fintech showed and taught me how to do this matchup. And obviously it just kind of contributes further to Masacre being an absolute savage monster in Battlegrounds, including in this week's meta as well. Because his level 2 in the block with guaranteed crit just kills everybody. That's about it. Level 2 in the block, guaranteed crit, can kill pretty much everybody this week. And even in a regular week, such as here, we're going to see that the Masacre is going to put in quite good work. So he has nullified 2 postules, so he goes for level 1 here with 8 incinerates that he refreshes. The bat has been ignited. The disorient is kind of helping as well a bit to delay Man-Thing's ability to nullify his own postules. But unfortunately, obviously, the nullification is still getting through. He goes for his level 2 here finally and does finish this Man-Thing off in 51 seconds. But he did take some damage nonetheless, though, because Mega Sentinel took quite a bit more time, so he still remained victorious there with that Massacre kill of Man-Thing. So Terrified versus Michael AK-47. Now I have definitely faced Michael quite a lot in Battlegrounds. Not sure if I have faced Mr. Terrified too often. And this is, again, one of those matchups that I would have never thought, or yeah, I genuinely wouldn't have thought to do this matchup, obviously, because your instinct against Mephisto or most Mystics is not necessarily use a champion that stacks up 10 unstoppables, but they are not buffs that expire. They're buffs that go away in different manners, so they do not trigger Mystic Dispersion. And I have only recently kind of started using Juggernaut more in some weirder matchups, and I personally have had also like a very good Juggernaut against Sasquatch takedown. So at this point, I'm not even surprised. Juggernaut is similarly to Masacre, absolutely kind of showing his true potential in Battlegrounds, where not that many people were interested in those champions previously, but now, as we can see, man, Juggy is putting in work. 86% health left, and Mephisto is down in 57 seconds. One second, I want to see who actually got the dub there. I think by the looks of it, it's Juggernaut. It got cut out a bit too quickly, but I'm quite sure that Juggy did win that matchup there. So let's go Saitama. Wait, did I fluff it a bit too far? So Saitama versus Remus Lupin. Okay, let's see what's going to happen here. So we have Black Cat against Immortal Abomination. Yet another interesting matchup. Yet another quite interesting matchup, because I would be fairly worried of trying to use Black Cat against iBomb, because, yeah, sure enough, after you drop your level 2, no problem. You know, you're not going to get those poisons placed on you. But when you get to that level 2, though, we can see that first poison is already active. And yes, you obviously do have some ability accuracy reduction at this point, but it's only like 13%. Okay, now he goes for a heavy punish there in order to increase his combo quicker and to a bigger degree. Gets in his intercept, which is also obviously helpful. So here he again will have to go punish that, well, drop his heavy attack. Again, 36% ability accuracy reduction, I believe here is. So that's already kind of noticeable. And now he builds it up to 50. Now 50% is already somewhat workable, but he does have 3 poisons on him. But his level 2 is in play right now. Unfortunately, there were like no crits there whatsoever. But from this point forward, Black Cat is just going to turn into that Immortal Abomination. And I can't really figure out whether this is a very good RNG showcase or an casual fight. But still, 74% health remaining and getting the fight done in under a minute. At the same time, whilst forcing somebody to use Hercules against Rintra. That's fair play there. Fair play. Now we have BB versus Blizzard. Again, BB was one of the top finishers in Season 1. I believe he finished in second or third spot, realistically, if we take away all of the less than honest people on the top of the leaderboard at Season 1. So he's definitely one of the more capable Battlegrounds players out there as well, just kind of showcasing exactly what kind of caliber players are playing in this tournament. And this is one of my kind of like favorite matchups whenever I do run Black Cat. I'm not saying the Black Cat is the fastest against Hulkling, because she's not. Like, Juggernaut can do this fight faster, and Rintra can likely do this fight faster, and Tigra. But for whatever kind of strange, satisfying reason, I always enjoy using Black Cat the most against Hulkling, because it just feels like kind of perfect. Nice to see all of those numbers, all of those ability fails, all of those command hands pop up, seeing all of Black Cat's ability kit kind of like working there, seeing that, you know, that indestructible doesn't trigger. And it was very fast as well. 41-second takedown. Definitely very solid. And outpaced CGR. Simple as that. Black Cat outpaced CGR. So not bad, not bad. Let's take a look at Bazooka versus Audacity. And what do they have to offer here for us? So again, how? So Audacity is going to take on Rintra with likely Warlock, I'd say. Warlock, oh no, Kitty, fair enough. So he was saying Warlock for something else. And now he needs to pick a counter for Korg. well, it's gonna be interesting. So he's probably gonna go Galon. Interesting. I have seen Penny do Korg surprisingly well, actually. But let's see how Galon does, because I do not think that Galon's hits are energy-based initial ones. But obviously, when you nuke, you do nuke. Only thing with Galon that you need to make sure is that Korg does not have Rockfield active, because I do think that Rockfield can absorb the burst damage from Galon. So that is something to keep an eye out for. He gets very good light intercepts here, getting rid of first Rockfield and already building up to 120 planetary mass. Obviously, that is not going to be quite enough to take down this Korg, but he does trigger his harvest. And now he does need to bait out at level 2, and he does need to get rid of the Rockfield quickly, I think. Will he manage it in time? Oh no, but no, actually Korg does not absorb it. There was another champion that Korg definitely absorbs his Rockfield damage by. Don't remember who it was, but nonetheless. So here he goes for level 2, but that wasn't a harvest level 2. But it's all good and fun. And a level 1, and that's Korg down with 100% health remaining. 100% health, 54 seconds. Very, very, very good fight right there. So that is going to be it for the highlights of week 3. As I said, I will be posting significantly more content from this tournament, because I have been hearing that people do want to see more, and I always wanted to show you guys as much as possible as well. And there will be a few more interesting announcements coming on the channel quite soon, so stay tuned for those. But meanwhile, hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit all the good buttons, and don't forget to check back for some more awesome MCOC content. See you guys.
Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about the next